Howdy, how do you do? Welcome to my little corner of the internet. Today I'm going to talk about a trend I've noticed recently, which I find disturbing. And not just disturbing, but a travesty, horrifying really. People talking about putting AI in government or allowing AI in government, which, full disclosure, I think should be so insanely illegal that it's not even funny. And not just having AI run government, but I mean even an elected official using it to write a speech. They should lose their elected position and be barred from politics for life, I think. And I'll go over the main arguments that people use to advocate for it or to justify it, and why, in my opinion, they don't make sense. They're not logical. Um, the biggest one I see usually is the argument that it would get rid of corruption in government. And I think that's a false argument because, one, you can't get rid of corruption. It's a non-starter. It's not even possible. It's part of the human je ne sais quoi. You can't get rid of, for example, the idea of freedom. You can't get rid of corruption either. You can't get rid of crime. But even so, even if you argue that you can, it would replace corruption with misrepresentation or non-representation of the ideas and views of the people, which I think is much worse than corruption. Not representing or misrepresenting the wishes of the people is much worse than corruption. Two, the idea of democracy being bad because there are stupid people who are led as sheep to the slaughter by politicians who lie to them. What do you think is going to happen with AI? Especially if it's super intelligent. If it's more intelligent than you, it could convince you of anything. It could prove anything to be true to you. It'll be much worse. It will just exacerbate that issue and make it much worse. You would all become livestock in the slaughterhouse that is this country if that happens. It's a terrible argument for it. Three, the other idea that people say is that they sort of appeal to this idea, which I think is fundamentally wrong, of the point of government being to min-max or optimize outcomes, which I think you're just misunderstanding the entire point of government from first principles. That is not the point of government. The point of government is to give people what they want, aka represent the people. That is the point of government. It is not to optimize outcomes, to min-max what's going on. There is no competition, I believe. I believe that there are a bunch of countries and they're all basically like alien civilizations on this earth. Nobody's going the same way. The world of politics, the world of international politics, of geopolitics, it is a universe that does not have parallel lines. It cannot have parallel lines. They have different vectors, different directions. They for a while, for a brief moment, which is measured in centuries, can look like they're aligning, but that is merely an illusion because we're so close up to it. I believe it is that we exist in a political universe where there is no parallel lines, and we all have different current states and different futures, especially if you look at culturally and ethnically and nationally. We all have different ideals as societies. Canada has its own ideals, Australia has its own ideals, America has its own ideals, Britain, France, etc., etc. They all have their own vision of what the future should look like. And so, any such thinking that, oh, we're all in a great competition, we're all going in one way, is fundamentally wrong. But furthermore, if you're saying that the point of government is to min-max, then min-max towards what? What is the goal? What is the outcome? Then you get into the issue of AI and who's deciding these goals, which it certainly isn't the society, it isn't the government, especially in America. That's all captured by billionaires. That's all captured by corporations. We sure as heck ain't deciding it. And considering that the U.S. has been captured by these corporations and billionaires for decades, possibly a century or more, why do you think it wouldn't just make it much worse? All the things that are wrong now. The way it is now is because of how we are captured. AI would just supercharge that. That is my ultimate view of things, all the points that I mentioned, and I truly think that this sort of idea or conversation should be completely anathema. It should be so insanely illegal. It's not even funny. The point of government is to represent the people, to give them what they want, to perpetuate the principle of self-determination, of sink or swim, the autonomy of the society, to have their future and their present in their hands and decide on it. And if they choose wrong, they choose wrong. That's just what it is, and we all have to go along with it. That's okay. That's not a flaw. Just like you making mistakes in your life, whatever your mistakes might have been, I'm sure you know them better than I do. They're not a flaw. They're a part of your life, and you shouldn't. Well, you could regret them, but they're a learning experience. They're a part of life. They're a part of being alive. They're a part of growth. You cannot and should not want to get rid of them. And that's really all for me. Thank you. Have a good night, and deuces.